Welcome into
Hardaway.
aka the three-man gelling weed, aka the best big three since LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh, live on YouTube. Gonna be anywhere you can find a podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anybody podcast. If y'all on the stream, leave us a like. We at 7 likes right now, so let's get them likes up because this is the NBA trade deadline reaction show. And as y'all can see, Tevin up here with his Texas jersey, the Kevin Durant jersey in the back. He's reporting live from Phoenix, Arizona, not only the home of the Super Bowl that's going on Sunday, but also Kevin Durant's new residency. So y'all already know we gonna get into everything. If you don't know who I am the walking bucket providing instant offense. It's your boy Savage. Up here, we got my guy, the coach on the sidelines, taking them to school on and off the court. And when I say it's really shitty, it's really shitty. Shitty, what up, though?
Boy, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir.
A lot to talk about. So I ain't gonna waste nobody's time right now.
We also got your favorite DJ, the sample man himself, Mr. Tev Shakir, Mr. Tevin Durant. Took, what up?
Hey, man. Anybody that's on this podcast listening, first of all, shout out to y'all because y'all are amazing views.
Much love.
But this ain't that kind of podcast. If you talk about laid back trade deadline talk, go ahead and log us off right now. Y'all know the freaking vibes. My boy that follow me to my city, about to win a ring. We finna light up that Steve Nash pack right now. So we got to do something that Steve Nash ain't done in the city of Phoenix, and that's win a ring. We talking all that talk right, bro.
Damn. First of all, we're not gonna disrespect Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
We're not gonna disrespect Steve Nash. Two-time MVP, Hall of Fame with Steve. We're not doing that today, man. That's my favorite point guard of all time. We're not doing that today.
Did he win a ring?
He didn't win a ring. He kind of won one with Golden State as a consultant, though. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of a consultant with the Golden State Warriors. I'm just saying.
But I don't respect the. I mean, he got 2 MVPs, but y'all know how I feel about that.
Everybody in the league know how to feel about it, but it's all good.
Kobe was hot.
Hot. You know what it is. But anyway, before we get into the show, the trades, Tu said he got a trivia question. He got one every week. But Tu, what you got?
We're gonna keep it silver. So I heard some pretty cool earlier on Instagram that I wanted to see if y'all actually knew. So a former Grizzly is about to enter the top 100 all-time scorer. I just wanted to know if y'all knew of that player. That former Grizzly is about to. He's like a shot or two away from entering the all-time NBA leading scorers of all time. Would y'all happen to know who that player is?
Former Grizzly. Still playing? Oh, is it?
Yeah, still playing. I'm still playing.
Yeah, dang, that's hard.
Mike Conley, I guess.
Nah, I ain't Conley.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Conley.
Close.
I wouldn't say Rudy Gay. Yeah, either.
Yeah, no, Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay? Wow.
Rudy Gay is about to be a top 100 scorer of NBA all time. I think he like 2 buckets away.
Hey, shout out Rudy Gay, man. He get buckets. He just not with the Grizzlies. No. Not enough. Not enough with the Grizzlies. Not enough with the Grizzlies. We got a couple comments in here. We got Tyler from Fatboy Fadeaway and TNB. Is Detroit everyone on Memphis' second favorite? Yeah, but they got Wiseman and they got Durant. So hey, we'll get into that trade too. We'll get into that trade. And then he said, I knew I F with Savage. Nash is the man. Facts. Thank you, Tyler. Somebody got support Steve Nash.
Yeah, just keep him off from head coaching.
Somebody got support Steve Nash, man. So
I won't.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Because I'm not here for the Steve Nash slander, man. So last night, actually this morning, because I went to bed. I went to bed like at 9 or 10. I can't even remember.
This was late in the midnight hour.
Late in the midnight hour, God gonna turn around. That's what happened. And I wake up the next morning and I see a text message in the group chat. And I was like, what is going on? I looked down at my alerts again. I'm like, Kevin Durant is with the Phoenix Suns? And so here is my conspiracy, right? And I'm gonna put the trade up here so we can take a look at the parameters of the trade. So that's what the trade is. The Suns get Kevin Durant, TJ Warren, 2 bucket getters. Brooklyn Nets get Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder, who was bought out and now with the Milwaukee Bucks. 4 first-round picks, unprotected. So that's crucial, unprotected, and a 2028 pick swap. So here is my conspiracy. Sheedy, I blame you. I blame you for this because when Kyrie got traded, you sent that audio message to our group chat laughing at Tevin.
You surely did.
Y'all, you lucky I ain't got the audio. I should have got the video and put it for the show. But you put in the group chat with that hilarious Joker laugh, and the basketball guy said, "You know what? We're gonna cut Tevin the Brink. We're gonna send his boy Kevin down there to the southwestern portion of the United States, to Phoenix, Arizona, and that is why Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun today." I blame you, Sheedy. I blame you.
Before we get further into this conversation, and I'll let Tuke go. Yep, I did it. I laughed. The Brooklyn Nets in 1 week's time.
There you go. That's the audio, y'all. Y'all can hear it.
Oh, it's more. Oh, it's more. It's more.
Oh, Jesus. It's got to be fake. Oh, it's got to be fake. But if it's not.
You were saying, Sheedy.
What I was saying is the Brooklyn Nets have reemerged themselves as from contenders to play in scenario again. And I know Tuke was going to get into this, and I'm going to give him the floor. If the Suns win the finals, Tuke, your first Phoenix Suns Kevin Durant jersey on me.
Wow.
I said it live.
That's love right there, though.
Hey, listen, you know I'm always there for you. So I promise you.
Said that from the depths of his soul. Candy, that was the deepest laugh. Like that laugh made me laugh.
I was just looking up on like, are you serious? Like, what the hell? Hey man, don't make promises you don't keep because that ring coming sooner than later. I ain't gonna say this year.
Oh no, I said this year. No.
Oh, you
got this year. He gonna get back from the MCL, right? CP3 here. I give you this year. Now, if it don't happen, then I'll get you like a little fake jersey next year.
Give him a jersey.
A jersey, exactly.
What up, hey, I'll take it honestly.
But I'll deflect to you because I'll be honest. I think the other thing that's not said about this trade for the Phoenix Suns is that TJ Warren.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very, very significant for what they've traded, along with Kevin Durant. But I defer to you, too, because this is your time. And like I said, if the Suns win the finals, on me.
Say less, brother. I'm gonna hold you to it, man. It was a little different for me. Like I'm on the game playing 2K. I'm like, all right, y'all, peace out, cool. You know what I'm saying? About to get ready for bed. You know, just check the phone. That last, phone before you be like, I'm gonna call it a night. Kevin Durant trade to Phoenix. Y'all, when I tell y'all I jumped around my damn apartment, I cannot lie. I jumped around like it was Christmas, and I was 8 years old, and I just woke up. I kid you not. You gonna get your whip trade. He better not, Candy. Going on with that. Whip trade probably don't need to be closed. Be open by the summer. Anyway, it was fun for me. Like y'all know me. That's why I'm rocking the Texas jersey. Like Kevin Durant legit been my favorite player since high school. And over the summer, I said if it's one spot, basketball wise, I can see him doing. The Phoenix Suns were like the number one team on my target board because of what they had. Honestly, I thought they were going to get rid of Ayton. They end up keeping Ayton, which I think is the biggest sleeper because Ayton may end up staying, and now you get a quote unquote super team in Phoenix. That's for one. But for two, is like we see what the move that the Lakers made. We see the moves that who else made move? Help me out. Dallas. We saw the move with Dallas with Kyrie, which I'm sure we'll talk about. And it's like, okay, the Phoenix Suns. Last time y'all heard me talk about the Phoenix Suns, I said that the sun was setting, which I strongly did believe in because I didn't think that they would make this kind of move to get Kevin Durant. Now you got Kevin Durant who doesn't have to worry about being a leader, ain't got to worry about other BS. Just go on the floor, put up 25, 30 with, arguably the best point guard of our generation. Devin Booker, who's going to come back, and that's going to be like the Klay Thompson spot-up shooter. You got DeAndre Ayton on the bench. I'm not ready to go all in on them winning this championship yet because they bench is kind of depleted. Y'all know how I feel about the benches in the playoffs. If you ain't got a good bench, you ain't going to make it too far. So if they can hit that market and find some key players, a couple players, they're going to be straight, and I will go all in with the Phoenix Suns winning this year. But the fact that Kevin Durant is here, Super Bowl already had the city lit. That's one. But for y'all to bring the best player, yes, the best player in the game of basketball to the city that I just happened to move to 2 years ago, and I get to go, and I can't wait. I'm going to be there the first time. Like, if I ain't got no gig,
bro, you get 41 opportunities to see Kevin Durant, bro.
It don't matter. It's that first one that's going to mean the
that
most
is basketball God love to you, bro.
We live in a matrix. I've been telling y'all, we live in a matrix. Energy is everything. And damn it, welcome King Durant to the city of Phoenix. I hope you save for as long as you possibly can. Damn.
Man, so like first of all, I'm talking about the basketball behind it, right? So I know people on Twitter were saying that, the Suns are not going to be able to defend. Like, I get that. That's cool. But who's stopping Kevin Durant? Who's stopping Devin Booker? Devin Booker got the Suns there by himself. I don't say by himself, but he was the guy, stirring the drink. 2 years ago when they played in Milwaukee. Like, dude was scoring 40, 50 points. Not to mention he did 70 against Boston. Granted, he lost, but the man still scored 70. You can't double team Book. You can't double team Kevin Durant. I actually like Chris Paul in a much more facilitating role with this team. And then y'all know how I feel about Aiden. I don't think he's that guy, but you telling me he's the fourth option? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that with DeAndre Ayton if he understands his role. And if I can get at least one block a game from him, I like that with Phoenix. So as a Grizzlies fan, I'm concerned, man. I'm not completely concerned, but I'm like, damn, like that's all I took to get Kevin Durant was 4 first-round picks, a pick swap, and some role players. Like Mikal Bridges is nice, but he ain't no all-star. Cameron Johnson
these are good role players, though. Let's pump the brakes.
No, they good role players, but I'm like, damn, the Grizzlies got role players too.
Like, to your point, it's like this is what it took to get Kevin Durant. But like Rudy Gobert had to go for 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
they gave up like one starter. I don't know if Cam Johnson starts. I don't think Jay Crowder ain't playing. So you gave up one starter. That could have been Dylan Brooks. You could have gave up a shooter. I give up LaRavia and Jay Crowder, a vet, Danny Green. And
that kind of thinking to drive you crazy, bro. You can't think like that as a Grizz fan because that'll drive all of us crazy. I ain't crazy obviously about it, but I'm just thinking like, damn, did Kevin Durant just want to go to Phoenix? That's probably what it was. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't. To the point you're making, I know we'll go through the rest of the trades here in a moment. I've seen these reports as well. I don't believe the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving saga is done because eventually Chris Paul will be moved on. And
you sound like Tevin right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Why
the crystal ball is coming.
What I'm saying, if it didn't work in Brooklyn with Steve Nash and considerably, I won't say Jacques Vaughn because I really feel like it was management. There's new management in Phoenix. You got Kevin Durant. He's going to get there. Chris Paul is going to be on his way out. They're going to have money to have Kyrie get signed. And they still have Monty Williams, who is, to me right now, one of the top 10 best coaches in the NBA, to be honest. And so I don't think that experiment is done. I just think it needed to be revisited on another team with a stronger organization than the Brooklyn Nets. What I'll say about the trade before we go through the rest of them is kudos to the Phoenix Suns. For how the Phoenix Suns started this season, off season, to everything that was going on and everything like that, to injuries, wherever they happened at, to are they going to trade Aiden? Are they not going to trade Aiden? Signing Aiden to the deal. You don't want to see this team in the first round of the playoffs. I don't care if they are a 6th seed, an 8th seed, a 2nd seed. I don't care where they land. I've said this before. I will say this again. I'll make sure I'm a little bit louder. Turn me up. Kevin Durant remembers what just happened in 2022 when he was swept out of the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you think that Kevin Durant is not, once he gets back and gets ready, if you think he's not going to be ready for a playoff swing that's a lot further than what he got in Brooklyn, you are sadly mistaken. And the help that he has on paper looks great. I just want them to stay healthy. Phoenix, if you're listening to me, I know you had to kind of rush Devin Booker back, whatever. Sit Chris Paul as long as you can. He about 48, 76. I don't know how old he is anymore. But if you want to make a substantial run in the playoffs and get back to the finals so I can give Tuka a jersey, you want to watch your time with Chris Paul, watch your time with Devin Booker. But also, how do you infuse Kevin Durant? How do you work? TJ Warren is a bucket getter. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, TJ Warren, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton all on the floor at the same time. Who you guarding? You can't double anybody from that lineup and expect them not to find someone that's open to score. The only reservation I have about all this, and I mean, this will be covered once the buyouts happen, is who comes off the bench. Who is there to support them? Because Kevin Durant already put Brooklyn on his back against the Bucks.
Milwaukee, yeah.
And was, James Harden was about 60% hitting those bank shot 3-pointers. Kyrie was out. And so you've seen what that can be. But if you're just patient, Phoenix, in this season alone, you have all the right to contend for the finals from the West.
Yep.
Because you don't need to rush Kevin Durant back. For what?
For them, just make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs. They just make the playoffs. That's it. It don't matter.
They're in the top 6. And even if you're not in the top 6, I'm betting on Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker. Even in a playing scenario right now, I would take them over any team that will be in a playing scenario. I will say that. And like I said, when Brooklyn was over there in the East, when Kevin Durant was out there in the East, he's not going to figure what happened in those playoffs. And there's going to be a different switch that we have not seen Kevin Durant hit that I cannot wait to see what that is like. And now you don't have to worry about him being a leader. You have Chris Paul, who is the leader of that team. You have Monty Williams, who is he's a player's coach. He's going to get what he needs out of his players. Excuse me. And what you going to do? What you going to do in that pick and roll with Chris Paul and Kevin Durant? What you going to do with Devin Booker has the ball with a pick and roll with him and Kevin Durant?
Pray.
Hell, even Ayton.
Pray.
Because if you try to double and stop Ayton from getting to the rim, what you going to leave? Kevin Durant open? This reminds me a lot of Golden State. That Golden State team where they had 2 guards that can facilitate and do what they need to do, and a Draymond, so to speak, right there in the paint. But now you got Ayton. So I would listen. I'll certify mail that jersey, and you can wear it when it's time. If they make the finals, the only reason I can see the Suns not making the finals, and hear me out, the only reason, injuries.
That's literally it. That's
it.
And that's what I said. I said, as long as Booker is good and Kevin Durant is good, this is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I don't think people understand how good Devin Booker. I think people are undervaluing Devin Booker. Like I said it for years. Devin Booker has the best footwork of any shooting guard I've seen since Kobe Bryant. The best footwork in the post where he can DeRozan is there, but
I just about to say, you put him over DeRozan?
Yeah, I personally would. I personally would. In terms of like his footwork, his ability to manipulate the post. And what that means is that he can score in a half-court setting, kind of like Luka can do it as well, too. Tyler, he's in here. He thinks that Kyrie ends up in LA. I don't think Kevin Durant go to LA because he got like a 3-year contract, but Kyrie is a free agent after this year. So, and then he says Golden State will smash this Phoenix team. I would love to see that series. I would love to see that series. Kevin Durant versus Steph Curry, you know. I would love to see that. Right as it stands right now, they got Phoenix versus Dallas. And we talked about it before with Dallas in terms of like who playing defense. Kevin Durant and Booker, like Took said, pray. Pray.
Them scores are going to be 120s, 130s. Ain't nobody
right.
They say A, B, C, E. They ain't no D in this one. Ain't no D.
So yeah, as far as what this means for Brooklyn, I said I'll be quick with Brooklyn. I like them going back to what they were doing, get young players, get some players that know how to play defense, that actually like each other, that's going to listen to the coach, the ownership, and all that. So I like Mikal Bridges, I like Cam Johnson with Cam Thomas. So they'll be okay. I think they'll compete for a playoff spot, but they're not going to, of course, compete for a title. But I, as a former Brooklyn Nets supporter, I like them as far as like where they are right now.
Do you like Ben there too?
We ain't talking about Ben right now. I told you I'm on hiatus. I'm on a hiatus, man. Until further notice, I'm not removing my stock just yet. I'm just chilling. Okay. I'm like, you know what? We'll come back to it. I need Ben to get some counseling, some therapy, see where he's at mentally and physically. So yeah.
Damn. So we can't trust the process with Ben with the Nets right now.
I can't.
We can't bring the process over to the Nets, seeing how they restart with Ben Simmons.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm out.
There are Camerons there in
Cams.
Brooklyn. 2 Cams.
Both
two Cam Sams. And Uncle Ben
I said
can
2
go.
Cam Sam.
I'm surprised the Suns got rid of Cam Johnson. Like I said on Let's Be Real, like Cam Johnson is legit like a fan favorite out here.
That's a sniper, man.
Get rid of Cam Johnson.
You trade the house for Kevin Durant.
Straight up.
Period.
Straight up.
I don't care who's on the roster. Gotta go. And for them not to get rid of Aiden.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't get rid of Aiden, dog. Like, what? Y'all didn't even get rid of Aiden.
The Nets are back to being a cursed franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Should have ever won Jersey. Defund Brooklyn, send them back to Jersey.
Oh, man. Where y'all want to go next, man? Which way y'all want to go? Y'all want to go Lakers? Y'all want to go Memphis? Y'all want to go
Memphis? We talking about Memphis, but I ain't did a damn thing.
I'll tell you how disappointed we are with Memphis.
How disappointed? Let's talk about Memphis, man. Let's get into it.
We got
Let's get into it.
Let's go and get this disappointment.
Let's get into it, man. So the trade, it was a 3-team trade. The Rockets got Danny Green, who stayed in here for a quick restroom break. Eric Gordon is back with the Clippers. Clippers, of course, get 3 second-round picks and the right to a pick swap. And Memphis gets a private school shooter. They get Luke Kennard, formerly of the Clippers, left-handed shooter, which y'all know I appreciate as a lefty. I don't care about Houston because they ain't trying to win, obviously. The Clippers, I mean, you get a little bit better with Eric Gordon, who's a shooter, but he's much older than what they need as far as like being able to compete with a younger player. But Luke Kennard is the focal point of this trade because of where the Grizzlies are and what they have needed, given the turmoil of Dylan Brooks, him being booed by the fan base, which again, let me say this on this particular podcast. It is okay for a player to get booed if they deserve it. That man was shooting 2 for 12, shooting bricks, shooting threes, knowing he's shooting 20% from the field. You damn right. As a fan, if I paid money, and ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know what's going on at the FedEx Forum, price is going up. If I'm paying more money, I have a right to boo trash when I see it. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We boo the team every Sunday they lose in the first half. If they are down this Sunday coming up, fans will boo them in the Super Bowl. So we're used to this. So do not get on fan for booing Dylan Brooks. He's been playing like ass since this year turned, the calendar year turned to 2023. Let's be real. Nonetheless, he's still a Grizzly because the Grizzlies didn't trade for anybody else. They got Luke Kennard. Gentlemen, what y'all think?
I think it's a chance that we end up keeping Dylan Brooks. And I'm not going to like that at all.
Oh, my God.
Put a 27 shot pull up like he bang. He do that almost every game, Candy.
Every game, Candy.
Almost damn every game, bro. Like, I get that he's a defensive specialist, right? I get it. But
And that's overrated because really the defense is Jaren. Jaren controls the defense. That's what it is.
I agree. Because my thing is like, how is it always a wing player that's always going stupid on us if Dylan is so good at defense? I'm going to rest my case because I don't want this to be a Dylan bash part.
Bro, Luke Kennard went him on
Trevor? Somebody call Trevor. Make sure he's listening.
No, he left Dylan Brooks Island. He don't want nothing to do with them no more. Like, come on, man. Like, and I get like the team. What the Grizz front office just showed me is that they're gonna stay down and they believe that our future is bright, which it is. Our future is really bright. But when you got what up, Trevor? But when you got a team like the Nuggets, the Clippers, who got hella better, and I can't wait to talk more about them. The Lakers got hella better. The Suns, who and the Dallas Mavericks, everybody got better, but shoot, you've gotten worse. As a matter of fact, the Grizzlies are a worse team than last year, so we expect to go to the playoffs and go against these dominant teams like this. I told y'all we damn near gonna get kicked out in the first round. It's almost certain at this point. So however them's gonna, I don't think the Grizzlies gonna let them go without. They ain't gonna let them go if they ain't trade them for nothing like the Sun, like the Nets just
for
did.
5 second-round picks because everybody's getting that second-round picks.
They gonna sign them. That's what that just told me. They gonna re-sign Dylan. Obviously, Ja Morant and them don't mind him taking dumbass shots because that's just them. And they just traded their only veteran, which is Danny Green. So
look, it's dumbass shots on and off the court.
Man, look, I take it off all shots. I mean, but nah, just shout out to the Grizz for getting a shooter, I guess. And we just Grizz fans, if you listen, and get ready for a first round, a potential, more than likely first round exit. That's what I'm saying. This ain't me hating as a Grizz. I love my Grizzlies. I love the city of Memphis. But if we talking basketball and everybody got better but y'all in this offensive Western Conference and you trying to focus on defense and your defensive player can barely give 20 points a game, both of them, that's an issue.
I mean, you trade him when he's hot. No one wants Dylan Brooks after he punched him in the nuts.
Hey, real quick, CD. We know we have LBR commandments. That's a 3 to Hardaway commandment. Trade them while they hot. That's a 3 to Hardaway commandment, right?
I like it. It's right.
Trade him. Should have traded him after the Cleveland game. Blocked the shot. Should have traded him. Should have seen what you had. The Grizzlies sat back, stayed pat. People was like, oh, they're young, blah, 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 blah. You blah, blah, blah your way out the first round. I agree.
That's the Twitter nerds, the Twitter Grizz nerds.
The Mavericks got better. They're in your division. The Suns got better. They're in your conference. The Clippers are going to get better. What do I want in return for Brooks? $11 million. That's what I want.
A half million. A happy meal at a good time.
Because as much as I see that Dylan Brooks, I mean, the $11 million ain't nothing in the NBA, so to speak, nowadays. But God dog, he plays 30-plus minutes to shoot about 30% from the field. And to the point that Tuka has made, he's guarding the best wing player. Yet, didn't we lose like 5 straight? Didn't the Grizzlies, aren't they like in the last maybe 10 games, maybe what they now 3-7, 2-8?
1-9.
Sir. So, Dylan Brooks' experiment should be done. Let's move on. But don't worry about the Grizzlies because now let me say this. I agree with the front office more. There's more pros than cons because of what they have established. However, this season, it's 25% from the field. That's a quarter. $250,000. If, for instance, this season, I believe the Grizzlies have not done the best front office in regards to the trade and everything else. I've said this multiple times. Since the playoffs ended to the day, whenever we record, whatever they may be, what has every team around, even the Rockets, was every team done besides the Grizzlies? They've gotten better at something or traded something. Where we as the Memphis Grizzlies nation have stayed pat with what we have because we believe that we have enough to contend in the West. I'm here to tell you, we ain't even the best in our division. Fuck the conference.
That's the thing, Shitty. I think what I've learned today about the Grizzlies is that they are okay with just developing. And it was some guy, I think it was with GBB. I told him, I was like, I don't want to see any Grizzlies fans mad if we get whooped in the second round. Again, mind you, if we have any Grizzlies fans watching, mind you, we should have lost to the Timberwolves last year. If they had any level of competent coaching, we should have lost that series. They were up by 20 points in multiple games. The only thing we changed from this year to last year is Melton and Kyle Anderson gone, and of course bringing in Danny Green for 5 minutes, and now bringing in Luke Kennard. I like Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard's a great shooter, but I'm just going to be of the mindset that we are in a developmental year. My beef with that is that you're saying one thing and doing another thing, right? You're telling me that we're going to develop, but I'm sending Zaire to South Haven. I'm sending Jake LaRavia to South Haven. I'm sending David Wright to South Haven, and I'm playing Dylan Brooks. That's not developing young players. If you were going to keep Dylan Brooks, he should have been signed right now. They signed him before the trade deadline prior to the bubble. If y'all remember that, they signed him before, and that's again investing in your young player at that time. It was like 4 years ago, and they allowed him to play. Now we're at the point where clearly Dylan Brooks is not going to be here long term. We know that, ladies and gentlemen. So why are we not giving Zaire a chance to at least fail? Like, let him. I mean, he hasn't played well at all. Zaire has not played well at all. We've seen better production from like Roddy and Santi Aldama, who I think should be starting at this point. He be hooping, but it's just confusing to the fan base and even to the players. Like, if I'm Zaire, this is year 2. I started playoff games last year. What are we doing?
Start the regular season.
Like, what are we doing? That's my confusion. My confusion is I'm not seeing the vision for this year. That's what I'm not seeing. So I'm just going to assume they are okay with development. And in my mind, what is developing and progression is y'all better make the Western Conference Finals. If y'all have a first round exit, I don't want to hear from nobody. I don't want to hear from even second round exit. I don't want to hear from no Grizzlies fans about anything. And I would need everybody to apologize to Isaac on Twitter and to Tevin, like, for what they said last summer. And that's all that I would say.
Savage, I see the clear division loud as day, bro. We finna pay $25 million for a nigga that's shooting 25%. Like, that's where we at. That's where we at.
I'm gonna go through these comments. The West did get
wild. West, the wildest West.
It's wild as hell. Oh, he fell off a bit. Yeah.
Quiet. You want to come in and play making? Can't even give me 2, man. Whatever.
Ken Lofton Jr. 2 games for All-Star Weekend, and our beloved first round picks will be watched on TV. Yeah, that's what's happening. So, listen, Grizz Nation, it's a development year. Let's respond accordingly. I don't want to see nobody mad. Nobody that had beef with the Grizz not doing anything. Because I have a right to be mad knowing what I saw last year and knowing what I'm seeing this year. But anybody who's like, no, we good, we fine in the West, as Josh said, I don't want to hear anybody complain.
Blame job. Well, look, we started to have blame job. We started tonight. We need to get that loaded number, at least top 3 on Twitter trending. Blame God. That's why all this craziness happened. Are you finding the West, Young Buck? All right, let us show you.
I don't want to see nobody complain. I don't want to see nothing. So moving forward, let's talk Lakers. Russell Westbrook trade. 3-team trade. D'Angelo Russell's back with LA. Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, who were primarily some pieces that teams like the Grizzlies and I think the Suns as well were kind of in the mix for those players. Minnesota gets Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and 3 second-round picks. And the Jazz get Westbrook, JTA, and Damian Jones. Westbrook, of course, will be bought out, potentially going to Sheedy's Miami Heat. But I know, Tevin, you mentioned that the Lakers got better. I mean, they did get better, but, I mean, I think the Kevin Durant thing kind of put a wrench in their plans. But just give me your thoughts on how this helps the Lakers.
For sure. I was actually, wanting to say the Lakers won the trade deadline, but the more I think about KD being here, it's like now the Suns. You still want your scarf? He want. No, I want that scarf. That scarf, black and old gold. I need that. I need that candy for real. But the Lakers, man, the Lakers got better, and I knew that teams would help them win because, like I said, ain't no way hell LeBron finna miss the playoffs in 2-3 years. Like, ain't no way hell that's gonna happen. So they did for sure get better. They end up shipping Russ, which they should have done over the summer, but it is what it is. D'Angelo Russell been balling. I actually been watching the Timberwolves, and he's been balling. And that's the kind of guard that LeBron James plays best with, is with a scoring guard, not somebody that can't shoot, Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverly, so on and so on. Like, get him a point guard who can get his own shot, and they're going to be straight. And I'm just, paying attention, even though it was the bubble, the bubble Lakers had a bunch of veterans, which kind of helped them win a championship. I'm not saying that this team is better, but I'm kind of saying that they kind of tit for tat because the Lakers are a little bit deeper. They do got players that's coming off the bench. They did go out. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about this. They did go out and get Mo Bamba, who I think is an upgrade over Thomas Bryant, even though Thomas Bryant been balling. Malik Beasley, people been calling for him, even though, some teams, would have had trouble with him getting in trouble. I think if you're on a Lakers team and LeBron James telling you to chill, I think Malik Beasley is going to sit there and chill. And Vanderbilt is a good forward that can pretty much is pretty good defensively. So you get all that, you get Rui, and you know what I'm saying? The Lakers are a legit playoff team at this point. And if I see them going against the Grizzlies, I told y'all off the top, if I see the Lakers and the Grizzlies match up, especially now with the trade deadline being over, I'm going with the Lakers. I'm going with the Lakers. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you got LeBron James in a close game, LeBron James hopefully, or AD, because who the hell going to guard AD, going to close, and we still ain't got a damn closer. So the Lakers got better. They can easily sneak into the second round with this move. They got better for sure. So I know Lakers fans like, oh, championship or bust. I get it, but just wait.
I still think the Lakers are trash too, but I will say that
trash though.
I said but trash in terms of like I still don't think they could make the play in. I still think they might have.
You think that's gonna be the thing? You don't think they're gonna make the play in?
I think they will. I'm saying they could, but I think I'm more concerned about continuity in terms of like new team, new players, how that meshes together. It could work out, but I think the history of LeBron with adding players is kind of like in mid-season, it's kind of like, we'll see. But what I will say, what works in the Lakers' favor and what I'm scared of, y'all know hashtag who guarding AD. That's my thing since the bubble. It came from the bubble. Looking at AD in the midst of LeBron getting that all-time scoring bucket, and even in the post-game press conference, he has that look in his eye. That man is tired of losing. And that is what is fearful. More than LeBron, more than D'Lo, more than the pieces they got from Utah, is a focused and healthy Anthony Davis. We talk about Jaren being unguardable. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Davis, when he is right, nobody is guarding him. That is what scares me the most. Is if they get in and AD is healthy. I'm sorry, Jaren can block shots, but Anthony Davis, he got the moves in that post, man. He can shoot the three. Well, he ain't shoot it as good as recently, but he is capable of making a jump shot, definitely. So if that changes and AD is healthy, yes, I'm inclined to agree with you too.
Shit. Let me say this. Great trading by the Lakers. I preferred the trade for Russell Westbrook to, include this 3-team deal as opposed to Kyrie Irving, because you literally get more out of the deal with the Timberwolves. And I'll say this, Timberwolves, I like getting Mike Conley, by the way, a veteran guard up there. With a developing, you want to talk about development, a developing and maturing Ant-Man there. Let's go back to the Lakers. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. If they don't learn how to play transitional defense, they can make the play in, I don't care if LeBron is putting up 50. I have watched too many games this season under the tutelage of Darvin Ham where the Lakers may make a bucket, but then someone scores on the opposite side. You going to do that against the Jazz? You going to do that against the Kings? You not going to play no defense against those teams? Along with right now how their offense is set, right? It's literally their best offensive set is LeBron, AD, high pick and roll. What the other three players doing?
Camp in the corner.
Just waiting.
That's all they do.
Just waiting.
That's it.
Hope you pass it to me.
That's it. So if that changes, if that mentality changes, I can see more of the Lakers because we all know LeBron for some way, shape, or form turns on the switch in the playoffs when he's in. I'm not down that they can't make the play-in scenario because they're 2 games back from being in the play-in. They have a difficult schedule as well. Does this trade make them a contender? No. Not at all. Not to me. I don't believe it moves the needle. You can still put Russell Westbrook. It doesn't move the needle. I like what you're saying about Anthony Davis because I believe that he is frustrated to the point where he does something great offensively for the rest of his time. But I hope he don't get hurt while doing it. On top of it, because I talked about Phoenix Suns with their injuries, I gotta name Anthony Davis as well. Now the good thing about them is they have some type of decent backup. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is not no backup for AD, but they have some decent posts, so to speak. Mo Bamba, I don't believe is going to give you.
I don't think Mo Bamba that good. I think Thomas Bryant's better than Mo Bamba personally because Bryant he's been hooping when he was there. So I don't know why they got rid of Thomas Bryant personally.
Yeah, he demanded the trade.
He did? Really?
Thomas Bryant demanded trade to go to Orlando. He wanted to ride a roller coaster at Disney World.
Now he with the Nuggets now.
The Nuggets,
which actually I love with Joker.
I love that.
I'm like, damn.
I love
it. What I'll say is the Lakers are done with whatever they do. I don't know if someone will come back because of the buyouts. But if they don't address the small coaching thing and the effort of getting back on defense, I don't care if Anthony Davis goes for 50 every game. Y'all not playing defense on the back end is hard. Because you can see you literally, if you watch Lakers games, you can see how deflated they look when they're not running back.
Speaking of that shit, hold on, time out. Ain't Darvin Ham call defense like I'm mad, right? Because the Lakers, they made Frank Vogel into a scapegoat. As far as it's his fault. Frank Vogel is a great defensive coach. He is part of the reason why they won in the bubble in the first place. Granted, you got LeBron, you got AD, cool. Frank Vogel still got to get them boys together, man.
Yes.
And he had Kyle. He basically got Kyle Kuzma paid or about to get paid. Alex Caruso, who did he come up under? Frank Vogel. KCP got better under who? Frank Vogel. And I don't understand how I understand, but the Lakers record right now, of course they made changes. Their record right now is worse than it was last year when they had Frank Vogel. So I don't Darvin Ham. We gonna find out if you can coach. That's all I'm gonna say. Let them not make the playoffs after having made wholesale changes. Darvin, I need to see something about Darvin Ham. I got to see something about Darvin.
I'll leave it right there. We can go to the next slide.
Let me go with Trevor. Trevor said he wasn't happy with his roles once AD got back. That's fair enough because Thomas Bryant, he can hoop, man. The dude can play basketball. Black Frank Vogel. Now I think Frank Vogel's a better coach than Darvin Ham right now anyway. Without the ring.
Hey, Sheedy, how crazy would it be if the Lakers win against the Kings in the first round?
I got the Kings in 5.
Kings in 5. Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah. you don't play defense. I get, we talk about, the West has a lot of offense. I get the Beam got a lot of offense with them, and they got the better coach.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm going in 5 because Sacramento will have the home seat anyway.
Fair enough. I know the other Lakers trade was this one. They got Thomas Bryant. Just real quick. I like Thomas Bryant with the Joker. He can rebound. He can shoot. He gives a lot of effort. So I'm cool with that trade. I guess I see why the Lakers they traded him. So that makes sense.
Nuggets needed a big, you know what I'm saying, that can protect the paint and perfect in a perfect situation.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to where was it at? Let's do the Wiseman trade, man. James Wiseman is a fan favorite here in Memphis, and of course, he didn't get an opportunity to play much in. Well, I mean, remove it to do much in Golden State. And part of this deal as well was Golden State did also get Gary Payton II back, and that's a huge thing for Golden State. Coming up off James Wiseman, getting a crucial piece to their championship from last year with Gary Payton II, and also getting Kevin Knox. I think that's a reclamation project potential. Kevin Knox was pretty decent at Kentucky, but he got to New York and it just never worked out as a lottery pick. Saddiq Bey going to the Atlanta Hawks, that to me seems kind of redundant in terms of like you already have John Collins. Saddiq Bey's an undersized big. He can shoot, but I don't really see what he's adding. And with the Hawks in general, I'm surprised they didn't trade John Collins. He's been on the market for like 3 years now, and they still haven't found a partner for him. So I'm just kind of wondering about that. But for the purpose of this podcast, James Wiseman to Detroit, partnered up with Durant, partnered up with Cade for the future. Thoughts on Wiseman going to Detroit?
Free Wiseman, he finally free, man. Let my boy hoop, man. That's all it is. And it's none against the Warriors. We know that the Warriors.
It was a bad fit. It was a bad fit for him.
It was a bad fit. I thought it would have been better. I thought they would have tried to implement him more, but it is what it is. But with Wiseman being on the Pistons got their point guard for the future, their shooting guard for the future, and they just got their center for the future. So now it's just a matter of them not trading away, they 20-point scorers. You know what I'm saying? They didn't trade Bogdanovich, which should help. But you still got to look at next year when they'll come back fully healthy, and will you trade Bogdan, next year? I think that'll be my only question. But as far as like I said, James Wiseman being on the Pistons, you back with the homie Jalen Duren. He's with a city that I think will embrace him, and he's free to just play some basketball. So for Warrior fans, we'll get to see what we missed out on as far as having James Wiseman. But bringing in Kevin Knox, who the Warriors got the potential, they got a habit of bringing out the potential in younger veteran players instead of the younger drafted players, if that kind of makes sense. Like Kevin Knox, I think they'll get the most out of Kevin Knox than any team, in the league could, especially on the New York Knicks team, who, thank God they finally freed Cam Reddish. So as far as forwards go, outside of RJ Barrett, the Knicks got a hard time developing forward. So I'm happy they let Knox and what's my guy name? What's his name? Not RJ Barrett.
Brunson.
Cam Reddish. I just said it.
Cam Reddish. Yeah, and we talk about him later too.
Thank you for finally freeing both of them. I like Knox on the Warriors. Saddiq Bey, I guess extra 10 points coming off the bench for the Hawks, who still trying to find their groove and find their way back into the playoffs. Yeah.
He said Saddiq
best at the three. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, because they were playing him at 4, and I'm like, he's undersized, man. Like, what y'all doing?
He's a 3. He's a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I like it for the Pistons. I completely agree with what Tuka said in regards to one, freeing James Wiseman, because has anyone in the past since COVID seen what James Wiseman can do for, I don't know, a half of a season, right? And giving him the opportunity to actually play, hurt or not, have we seen it? No, we haven't really seen it. Memphis didn't have the opportunity. We're going to talk about that. Time on me. But I like it for the Pistons in the future and the development of what they can possibly. I love Durant there. That was a great pick by them. You're pairing him with James Wiseman now to the point that Tuka's made, along with the early or small or younger guards. Excuse me. I like that. This is going to be a team. The Pistons are going to be a team that they have nothing to lose, so to speak, and so they're going to play ball. And I love it. Like, they're going to be hungry to play. I really, really like that for the Pistons. For the Hawks, you can put me on as further. I just don't know what y'all doing. I really don't get it. I mean, I like DJ coming there. John Collins been on the trade market since we all believed in Santa Claus. And you still got Clint Capella and every, like, I just don't understand what's going on in Atlanta besides 2 Chainz. That's it. And so Saddiq, I mean, welcome to Atlanta where the players play, but if you thought you was going to do something, you're in a playing scenario maybe now, but you're not about to move the needle for the Hawks to win a first round playoffs. And this ain't, what is this, 2 or 3 years ago when the Hawks made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals? Canceled. Don't worry about it, Sadiq Bey. You ain't going to be that needle driver. For the Warriors, I love the point that you also made, too, about they have this ability to find veterans and pull the best out of them. The guy's name who came from the Bucks, I think. I can't remember who it is. DiVincenzo. Mm-hmm. Been putting them clamps on people.
Man, and you got him and Gary Payton back, man. Golly.
So it's a problem in Golden State when they want it to be a problem. So I'll give them that. And they got 5 second round picks. Yeah. 5 second. I mean, 5. Geez,
I'm trying to figure out where if it's from like Detroit, either one of these teams. I mean, 5 second round picks could be at the top of the second round, man. Like, yes, not a bad spot.
It's not. And so the Warriors formula is, I don't think has changed yet. Like, they still are going to draft well. They know how to find talent and they know how to groom veterans around that talent. So if you want to call a winner from this trade, I will give it to the Pistons first because I like what James Wiseman can do. We still haven't, again, seen his entire game, so to speak, for half of the season. Second will be the Warriors because they got all these picks. I'm not sold on Kevin Knox yet. I'm just not. It might be the New York thing. I don't know. The Hawks are dead last for me. Again, welcome to Atlanta, Sadiq Bey.
I think one thing that I like the most about this Pistons trade is you're betting on potential, because I still to this day, James Wiseman's 21, 22. He's a kid, man. He still got room to grow. And he has shown spurts of like his ability. And we all know that just watching him in high school and seeing him for a split second in college. But if James Wiseman turns into who you think he will turn into, that gives you some room to, if you want to trade Jalen Durant, who will have some value somewhere, he can get 15 points, 10 rebounds right now as a rookie. And so if you say, you know what, James Wiseman good, I can package some picks in Durant to get another piece to play with Wiseman, to play with K, to play with Jay Ivey, and we can be competing again relatively soon. You know, so I'm definitely cool with that. Tyler said those picks came from Atlanta, and Atlanta right now they're like in, I think, 9th or 10th place. I can't remember exactly where they are, but yeah, those picks could be at the top of the second round, man. And speaking of Atlanta, Trevor said, troll or nah, Trae Young will be moved this offseason. I don't know. It depends on how it goes with the season.
Right, I got to see the end of the season for me. Like, if they in the playoffs, he don't. But if they don't make the playoffs, I think you got to move on from Trae Young.
Gone. He should have been gone earlier this season, honestly.
Yeah. You said Milwaukee, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Trade him to Milwaukee. Get him up there with Giannis. Y'all could have got Chris Middleton when he got better. Give the keys to DJ. That's what I would have liked to see. Now I don't know where Trae goes.
All right, let's go to this trade. I kind of want to ask you, Sheedy, about Miami, because Miami didn't do anything, and I know you wanted Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder, of course, as I mentioned earlier, was originally traded to Brooklyn. Brooklyn let him go, or I guess they rerouted him to Milwaukee. The Pacers got George Hill, who I think is going to be bought out, Ibaka, who is bought out, and Jordan or whatever, and 3 second-round picks. But the point is, Jay Crowder finally has a home with a contending team. And Sheedy, I know you wanted Jay Crowder at least back to take away minutes from Caleb. Was it Caleb Martin? One of the Martin twins.
Trash. Yes.
So, but yeah, what's your thoughts on this for the Bucks and I guess the outlook for Miami?
I'll start with the Bucks. I'll be positive. This is sometimes in the trade scenario in the offseason, you make smart moves. Jay Crowder gives fits to either Chris Middleton or Giannis within the bubble or playoff scenario. Jay Crowder was a pest, so to speak, for these players. So to get him now on your team, such as like a Patrick Beverly, so to speak, or how PJ Tucker was signed to the deal that he was signed with the 76ers, it's a strategic move by the Milwaukee Bucks, if you ask me. You gave away George Hill. I don't even know how many minutes he plays anyway. And he was bought out, so who knows? He might be able to return anyway. And so I think it's a really great move by the Bucks. Now, Miami. Patrick,
man.
Patrick, what the hell you was waiting for? What we gonna do? Like, have you not seen enough out of Caleb Martin? Like, he's bullshit. He don't deserve to be starting at the 4. Even Bam talked about like, yo, this is hard to move from a transitional part that he's in because he's used to playing as a guard position, and now you're getting bumped and hit by 4s and 5s that are bigger than him. So it's difficult. I don't, for the life of me, understand. Are we waiting for Yurt 7 to get healthy? I don't know. But what I can tell you is maybe Pat stayed pat, so to speak, because of the other deals done by the teams that are in front of him, which are the Nets. If you look at the East alone, besides Milwaukee, those top 6 teams, I mean, get rid of the Nets. Nobody really did something major, so to speak. So I guess Pat is betting on Eric Spoelstra, playoff Jimmy Butler, to come to the rescue. How dare you not move the $30 million move needed for Kyle Lowry or the $20 million you got sitting on the bench with a number, whatever, 55, because he's making $20 million with Duncan Robinson. Nobody wanted a shooter? Nobody wanted him?
They wanted first round picks from y'all if they're taking on Duncan Robinson, because I mean he ain't playing defense and he ain't, yeah.
He ain't seen a chair since the 80s to sit in. Okay. We always marvel about what happened in the bubble. He made a great game, I believe, in the finals. Can't remember what game it was, but he showed a lot of life. Since the bubble, he's been in a bubble. Ain't did nothing. And we, as an organization, the Miami Heat, are very good for paying a player for what to do in the back half of their last season with us and rearing them up, i.e. Hassan Whiteside. 4 years, $100 million, if y'all don't remember. Bullshit. So I'm staying pat with my team. I'm hoping that we do something with the buyouts. I'm hoping we get, I'm not going to say get rid of Kyle Lowry. I'm hoping that we sign John Wall. Now, of course, Conspiracy Tuke is going to tell me we're going to get Russell Westbrook. He's been telling me this since the summer. I would love for my brother to be right so he can feel good about himself.
That's happened regardless, brother. Did you not see who Phoenix just got?
Exactly. So I don't want to downplay my tears and them send Russell Westbrook to us and be get bought. I really, my skin is itching if that happens, because I don't believe there's enough in Miami to oversee whatever mistakes he may make. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Russell was Russell in LA and what he needed to be in LA. And for those that like talk bad about Russell, let me be the first to say, at 47 million, I'm gonna talk bad about you, because at 47 million, you need to be doing more than what you were doing. However, when he got into his role of being a 6th man off the bench, he played a very, very great role. Not saying that he won games. I think that's also coaching too. But I mean, listen, I need something to happen to Miami. But I'm God's honest truth, hoping it's not Westbrook. I would love John Wall to come. And we talked about this, before we started, because the free agent class after this season, when you talk about garbage, and we need to get rid of Kyle Lowry, $30 million, Duncan Robinson, $20 million. And you know my third player that we gotta get rid of, he wears a polo. He gotta go. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Y'all finna get Russ, bro. Get ready. No, I can see him going to the Clippers too. That's I think that was like top 3 teams I had Russ going to was the Clippers. It makes sense for Russ to kind of be at both though. But the reason I say Heat is because you just want to add some energy off the bench, Heat. Like that's all it is. Whether you start Russ or not, you adding a player that's gonna give his all. Not conspiracy too. You getting a player that's gonna give his all. And Russell, like I said, you need a rebound, he gonna get it because shit, Bam ain't gonna get you no damn rebounds. He is inconsistent talent. Like I said, that's just you need some energy, man. It makes sense for Russ to be there. But y'all get John Wall too, but apparently KD talking to him, so he's trying to get him out here to Phoenix too. So, hopefully that happens. But we talked about, Jay Crowder going to the Bucks like I think a couple weeks ago. And I think that was like the perfect fit for him as far as, because Middleton wasn't playing mid at the time. He started to catch his rhythm. And I think by the time the playoffs started, Middleton is playing like Middleton again. You got somebody off the bench, or you can even can you start Jay Crowder? I wouldn't start Jay Crowder. I'd come off the bench. But
he wants to start, so he maybe I don't know.
I mean, that's gonna have you sit down Grayson Allen, who who's having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's a shooting guard. You're gonna start Drew Holiday. You're gonna start Giannis.
Yeah.
You're gonna start Brook Lopez. I mean, good luck there, buddy. But coming off the bench, just being that knockdown shooter, that energy, like I said about Russell Westbrook, like Jay Crowder come and do that for the Bucks, who still top 2 in the Eastern Conference. So I mean, shit, shout out to them. Shout out to the Pacers, been balling. I'm surprised they got George Hill. I'm pretty sure they got him for like veteranship because
they bought him out. They bought him out, I think.
They bought him out. Okay, cool.
They bought him and Ibaka out.
Cool, because I was about to say TJ McConnell coming off the bench been hooping for them. So shout out to Pacers. I guess they just got a little, money off the
cash space, yeah.
Stuff, cash release. Cool. Brooklyn again, sick 2 second rounds. They saving up for the future. Trust the process.
All right, let me see what else we got in here. Let me add this one again. Move that one. So the other ones,
I'll take George Hill over Kyle Lowry, by the way, as well.
Hey, George Hill is solid. Real quick with this one, Cam Reddish is finally free. He's in Portland with Archie Diacono from Villanova back in the day, and his fee, Michael Chuck, another shooter. Josh Hart is back with Jalen Brunson with New York. To me, this is kind of a mid move both ways because Josh Hart ain't gonna move the needle for New York, but I think Thibodeau likes Josh Hart as a defensive player, rebound, energy, nice, size, pause, as a guard on the wing. And then Cam Reddish. My question about Cam Reddish is this: is he gonna play? Like, are they gonna play Cam Reddish? Because everywhere he goes, he don't get play.
Hopefully, we'll see. If not, then this will lay it off. But hopefully, and you got a player like Dame who be like, all right, let's see what you can do eventually. I think Cam can get a shot, and if you don't do nothing with it, then good luck, buddy.
Because Cam's ceiling literally is Anthony Simons. Like he can go get a bucket. I think it's a matter. I don't know if it's a character issue or what, but it's weird to me that Atlanta didn't want to play him after he had that great performance in the playoffs. New York didn't want to play him, but that might be because Thibodeau don't like young players, and now you're in Portland where you should get an opportunity to play because they play all the young players.
I think the other question is Josh Hart going to get any time? I
think he will. I think he will.
Tom Thibodeau. I agree that Tom Thibodeau likes defense, but we all know the formula for Tom Thibodeau. When you get traded to a Tom Thibodeau team, be ready to play at least 40 minutes. And so Josh Hart going to get you maybe 12. Because who is he going to start out with? We got Jalen Brunson. I couldn't even name the starting 5 for them.
I'm trying to think. Brunson, RJ, Julius Randle. What's the guy's name from Oklahoma City? Hardenstein, I think. Mm-hmm. And who else? I ain't watched the Knicks game in a minute. So I couldn't. Quickly. He can get the lineup. He okay. He a bench player.
Yeah, so last game they started.
Grimes. That's what Grimes from Houston. Yeah.
Grimes. So Quinn Grimes, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, Sims, and Julius Randle. But of course, Mitchell Robinson started, but he injured.
Oh, Mitchell Robinson. That's right. Right. Okay.
Jericho Sims starting right now. So I mean,
okay.
At minimum, he gonna get some rebound. He asked about what 8 a game, I think.
He gonna get some clout.
For like 6'6", he go get it, man. It's a hustle player, so I ain't too mad at that one. So that was the Reddish one. We talked about Jay Crowder. Bones Hyland's a Clipper now. For some reason,
is the sleeper move of.
For some reason, Denver didn't want to keep him, man. I don't know what happened with him and Malone, the coach. But I'm like, damn, he was hooping last year.
He hooping this year. You know what I'm
when
saying?
he
The
plays,
reason why-
he don't play him.
Exactly. He was one of the reasons, I guess, early in the season when I said that the Nuggets was going to fall off. He one of the reasons they did fall off, especially. But what the Clippers just literally got was they second Lou Williams. I'm calling, stamp that right now. Like, dude will put the ball in the hole. Like, Bones Hyland is a hooper. And I think Clippers fans, when they look at him and see him play, you know, respectfully, Lou Williams for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bones. I really like Bones Hyland's game, his professionalism as well. I don't know, like, to the point of like what happened there, so to speak, because I know like they got rid of Reggie Jackson too, right?
Yeah, he got traded to Charlotte, and then
that's gonna be a buyout.
The Charlotte bought him out, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean they're looking for a point guard. Does Bones Hyland now become that starter for them as well? I don't know, but I like Bones. Bones Hyland has got a lot of length on him,
yeah,
too, very very long. And just think of those Bones Hyland, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard type of lineup. Then you got the meat Zubac at the rim. I kind of like it, honestly. I just don't know, is Bones Hyland now a starter for the Clippers?
No,
right?
pull up what Tyler just said. He literally Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams. He could start, he should start, but he probably gonna come off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
And I prefer that for him because I still think there's a little bit more growing for him to do. And the West now is like back to the old West ways of a lot out there. So I like him more off the bench, and he can give you problems if he does start, though. I'll say that.
Yes, sir. So the last thing I want to kind of get into before we get up out of here is Kyrie Irving did play yesterday, minus Luka, against the Clippers. Got the W, and 24 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, the Mavericks look good, man. they look good. So in that deal, they got Kyrie, of course, Markieff Morris, and the Brooklyn Nets got, of course, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and first-round pick, 2 second-round picks. So I don't know if y'all watched the game last night, but just quick thoughts on Kyrie Irving and the fit. They also kept Christian Wood, even though he played, what he plays 17 minutes. They still don't play him. So
I think when the whole Kyrie trade went down, we talked about it last week. So shout out to y'all for rocking with us for last week's episode.
Yes,
one name that we brought up over the week, you know, in the TikTok video was Mark Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban is one of those owners that we should have expected to kind of make a move like this. Even though they get Kyrie Irving for a year rental, I think that eventually, if Kyrie wants to leave, they'll sign and trade him. So don't expect Mark Cuban to be like, "Nah, you finna go," you know.
Yeah, smart man.
Just us. Like Mark Cuban, one of the best businessmen ever. You know, while you hear Kyrie, ball the hell out. You know what I'm saying? While, you know, like I said, the Mavericks were a better team last year, a better team this year than last year, and we saw what they did. So now they add Kyrie Irving with Luka, who is, you know, gonna have the ball in his hand, but he's still unselfish with it. So it's gonna be fun times in Dallas for sure. As far as the Nets go, like I said, they finna trust their own process. They got Spencer back. Dorian Finney, you know, 3D kind of player, 2029 first round pick. I ain't no telling what that's gonna be, but
that'd be Aiden.
Yeah, exactly. So, trusting their own process. The Dallas Mavericks, they going literally all in on a championship this season with this move for Kyrie and the Morris twin.
I think 2 things I take from last night. First of all, is what the hell were the Clippers doing to lose the game like that? Kyrie Irving's a top 75 player of all time. I get that. Luka also is a top 75 player of all time. But I thought Kawhi and Paul George could figure out a way to stop Kyrie, and they didn't. Because you let Reggie Bullock go off. He had about 20 plus points.
Yeah.
And so 2 things I take away. What are the Clippers doing? But again, let's get it all back together. It's only 1 game. It's 82 games. So I give that. But on a game that I felt like had a lot of spotlight because of the trade, because it's, you know, on TV, I feel like the Clippers could have done more. The flip side of this is the Mavericks. The trade itself, I think returning Spencer back to where he really thrived.
Mhm.
It's great. I don't know if they're going to talk about a buyout for him or not. I hope not.
I think he likes Brooklyn. I think
Yeah.
he liked it before he left, last time. So I think he'll stay.
Yeah, I liked him there. I think him being next to Luka shrunk whatever development was going to be for Spencer, because when he was in Brooklyn, he was the ball handler. It was him. And so when you switch that role and you have to be more of the come off the bench spark plug and or a spot up shooter, because Luka was running the offense, so to speak, that kind of shrunk or diminished the value that Spencer really does have. The last thing I'll say about the Mavericks, or the thing I will say about the Mavericks is, what are y'all going to do, Jason Kidd, with Christian Wood? Like, y'all won the game, yes, but he played, I think, like 15 minutes.
17 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Again, it's kind of like the Cam Reddish thing, where it's like, is there something wrong with him, the person? Like, I don't get it.
We talk about free James Wiseman, free Cam Reddish. I mean, at this point, the writing's on the wall. I really think it's a coaching thing, because you didn't see this issue with the Rockets, but the Rockets also didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah,
they're just going to play.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Jason Kidd loves guards. Doesn't do much with the post. As we can see, the teams that have been built around him and his coaching style, he is a guard-friendly coach. I don't know how that's going to come back and bite them, because you have a scorer in Christian Wood. He's a bona fide scorer. He can get, even with Kyrie being added, he can still give you at least 15 and 8 per game. But he's not giving that because he's not even getting the minutes to even produce to that extent. So to me, it becomes more of a Jason Kidd issue as opposed to a Christian Wood issue. And Christian Wood, I wish you the best. I know a few teams that could need you or use you, but I'll leave that where it's at. No tampering.
No tampering. Oh, okay. I got you. I read your mind. All right, man. So that recaps the whole entire trade deadline. So, I mean, now at this point, pieces are in place. It's time for who gonna compete to get into the playoffs, to play in, however we're gonna say it. But going forth, probably hopefully by the next episode. Of course, we're not recording this Sunday because it's Super Bowl and my team is playing. I mean, come on. I'm locked in. I'm locked in, and we winning, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. but yeah, we'll get into a previous exercise that we did with the contenders. So we on the previous episode talked about how what do we think are the best qualities of a contender, right? And so now we're going to revisit that conversation next episode, maybe next episode. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. To see where are the Suns and the Warriors and all these other teams, So y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all leave a like on the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We'll be back not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. All right. So y'all enjoy the Super Bowl, enjoy basketball, enjoy All-Star Weekend. Stay safe. Be blessed. Peace.